Starting the recording. Alright. Hello everyone, this is Lolano. And continue our game here. Doing a kind of a diplomatic playthrough where I'm going to try to avoid war. May not necessarily happen, but so far I've been doing a pretty good job. I started right next to the Drengin. Through expansion, I've very drastically eliminated their possibilities to expand. They also, down in the south or the east side of this particular map, there's not too many colonies, so I've kind of surrounded them. They're the anomaly, or sorry, the subspace streams are they have to basically come through me to get to them. They can sort of go to the south here, but we have the Drath and the Terran Resistance up here. I'm curious if the Terran Resistance have the ships I was designing. No, it doesn't really look at Cat's pawn at the door. She wants to come in. No. But their fleets look a little bit more balanced as far as frigates. They also build more than one type of fighter. They'll have some beam fighters, some other types. Now I tend to throw all that stuff onto one ship, but there's some advantages to having the different setups that they do. Down here we have the Archons and the Onyx. Onyx tend to get very beefy with their ships. And I don't know, I can't remember how many stars. I think there's one more sector somewhere around here that we could go to. Because I think I did, there's 5, I thought. Okay, for stats, Maimat, as usual, because their military tends to be the highest one. We're kind of in the middle of the pack there. Economically, I have no idea how this is affected. I could be based on treasury and my return, or maybe, oh, this may be just income, because I turned on the Galactic Festival, so I think this is my base income. And then because that festival ended, it dropped down, but I'm still have a pretty strong economy. A lot of it to do to influence. My influence is really high, which means my tourism is going to be really high, provided the taxes are fine. Population in the middle, military the lowest. It's not very unusual. I don't really focus on military until war. I just get enough to defend myself. Manufacturing tends to be, I tend to play in the middle of the pack there. But still actually not doing too bad. Alterans and Maimat were the last game kind of champions a lot of stuff. Alterans tend to get a lot of research, and the Maimat tends to do well with their military for their score. And then Prestige is on. Right now, Maimat do have the lead on that, mostly due to their military power. And you can kind of see all the different factors here. So as far as now, the last game I did, I had Prestige turned off, but I left it on this time because they kind of reworked it. So Usually start seeing prestige wins on incredible around turn 150. You know, up to maybe 200. Just, but this may change. Let's see. Okay. I was actually hoping. Oh, this is just a spore. Okay. So we got spores here. So once I can free up a colony ship, I will send that. I think now this was not here earlier, so I think someone triggered an event that created another colony, or it's one of those cases where um, I had my camera angle set to a way that I didn't see it. I'll have to look at my replays at some point and see if that just appeared out of nowhere or not. I think actually that was there. Oh no, I know what this is. This used to be um I unlocked the what's that tech? This was one of the purple stars. The no, pink. The extreme worlds. And now that I've unlocked the tech that's there. Now, even though it's a class 17, I will probably not make it a core world. There's a reason, or this is going to feed 5 minerals and 4 technology and 1 cultural input to Electra, who has, I mean, it will just typically be better to not split this off. There's kind of little reason to not do that, or to dilute your core worlds. And it's usually something I may do as a temporary gameplay thing instead of on purpose. As far as colonies, I just started this one. Now I got the core world. When I go to a system that has a core, I take all the cores first. This keeps the AI from, which they kind of did over here. They took this world. Now this happens to be a paradise world, which is about to consume the Drengin homeworld and put them in, start working to put them into rebellion. But this world was annexed. There's a Drengin pop. I don't think I can look at those anymore. Yeah, there's one Drengin on this world. So, you know, so for any system, grab the core worlds first, and then either expand or make a governor and make colony ships around it, or expand, but don't try to put 2 core worlds into a system. It's without going too deep into math in this game, the core worlds only do percent bonuses, and then they take all the inputs of all the colonies around them, and you can see the colonies that are affecting them. This might be hard to see with the you can see the lines that are coming to it. So these are all feeding into this world. Now this might be a little bit far away. It's losing about a third of its benefit, but none of the worlds around here are actually high enough quality. Now I could consider making Mago the core, which I'd have to look. That might be better for or these worlds might feed into this and be a little bit short range, but I don't think they will actually. When I get a governor, a throwaway governor, I may test to see what happens if I colonize or promote Mago. I don't want grabbing anything up here, which it shouldn't. This world could go there. I could care less. So it might be a decent idea. It's not gonna be all that great, but we'll see a little bit later. It is a precursor world, Thulium Moon. Thulium Moon is probably one of the ones that I don't think you need. Yeah, I'm getting the benefits of Thulium Moon without even promoting it, but there is a pollen resource. So some things consider. Okay, send this ship to the relic. Okay, and then the embezzlers that I have assigned as diplomats are taking a little bit of money each turn. This one seems to be the only one that's doing that and doing very well at it. So I don't know the mechanic behind it. Now there's two more. I can assign two more diplomats. This adds diplomat capital, one for every one. So I have 5 diplomats. I get 5 diplomat capital. This is free money, and the diplomats also have other effects. Like this one's a spy, so because it's a spy, oh, that's probably why they're not doing these. I think are bugged, so I think that sometimes they show that they're embezzlers, but they're not. That makes sense. Okay, so this is a spy, so I can see where the Terran Resistance are moving their ships. So I can see that, okay, they're going over here. So it's really nice to take whatever spies you can get, so you can kind of see stuff moving. These are just patrolling here. These ones are moving. So if by knowing this information, you can kind of see like what their plan is. I don't know what they're doing here. This fleet might be coming towards the precursor anomaly. They're doing something over here. But now, unfortunately, well, because war cancels all your diplomats, you can't see this during war. But it's nice to have. Okay, I'm buying all the leaders at this point. I get a lot of my money from tourism. And just seeing if I have any more good diplomatic types. No, not really. Peacemaker is less likely to declare war and force social. I think you're a peacemaker as well. And leader stuff is a little bit buggy, so I don't know what they actually have. I don't think. Let's see, I have Alterans and who's this? Who's the green? Oh, they must have the tree dudes. And I think that's probably one of the last factions. Is this Mimot? No, that's Terran Resistance. Terrans. I don't know where the Mimot, so there's still another sector and maybe even one more. Because because I have others in sector, they tend to have at least 2 races in each zone or sector. Alterans are not probably the least likely to do war. Let's probably put the diplomat that has peacemaker that's buggy right now to the Mimot. Oh, now it's a spy. I don't know what it is. It's one of this screen's a little goofed up right now. So, but it's not that big of a deal. I just can't see the traits because they shuffle around, but they don't necessarily have them. All right. Now, if I get Interstellar Cabinet, I unlock the next set of colony ships, and then if I do sovereign immunity, I unlock the final ones. And I can actually, I think, research both of those if I wanted to. Okay. I think we're good here. The AIs are really being passive this time, too. They're not building as many ships. Usually around the... might see more around 1,000. I mean, my mod always have an insane number, but... And alterns aren't usually too bad with getting out a lot of ships. I've completely crippled the Drengin, just how I place my colonies. So until they declare war, they're not going anywhere. Okay. Here's one of the deals. Now that I've got my... Now, I don't have my reputation to the max with them. They will give me 400 credits and Artocarpus vials. Which I don't really care about those, but I can sell it to someone else. And then they want open borders, 1 Durantium, and this policy. And I think this is actually a favorable deal. In this case. Because I don't know if this is worth this many credits. And I was gonna do open borders anyways, and they'll do a... And I have a lot of Durantium coming in, so I might accept this one. Okay, Alterans. We want to do open borders. You want to do open borders with everyone. One, you just get a little bit of credits, about 50 credits, give or take, depending on how much they like you. And then you eliminate border friction, diplomatic penalties, and you also eliminate just penalties for flying in their space. This does, if you don't have open borders, it doesn't mean that you block them out of your territory. You just, there's a diplomacy hit when they do that. And in Galciv 3, they would get annoyed that they go into your territory, and then I think they got annoyed that they were in your territory and you didn't have an open borders treaty. But I could be a little bit wrong on that one. Now, Terrans are the tech leaders, so if I trade them tech, I think they like if I trade tech. So I think everything's valued a little bit higher with them. Fusion power plants, that is a fairly strong one, except for I have no antimatter to really exploit that. Anomaly detection, I hold off until I need it. There's a way to time it. These weapon techs add up a lot. They're also fairly expensive. And terraforming is always good for, especially since I'm playing tall. Orbital manufacturing. Let's see, battle cruisers are not doing that. Interstellar cabinet. I did want this because then I can unlock my next round of commander ships. Planetary adaptation. Unlock strip mining. And I'm researching cultural outreach. I'm almost done with it. So, probably the Airstellar cabinet. I don't want to do too many things at once because it dilutes the value of everything here. Now, before I do this tech, let's do colonial policy. Okay, so they value shields more than this one. And then I'm gonna do persuade since it's up, and I'm going to. How many credits will you give me? 70. Okay. And I'll hold off on my. Okay, so I got my credits, and then see if I. Okay, so even getting one diplomat capital pushes me over, so let's click accept. So it's not always the case where you just get bad deals. It's all depends on how much they like you and your military. How much they like you and how much of a threat you are, I believe. Okay. I don't know why I have a fleet over here. Did I do that on purpose? I don't know what I was working on when I set that up here. Okay, let's fall back on that. I think I moved that on accident. Oh, these guys. And these guys don't... You're very limited on what you can do for diplomacy with them. I think they're just too busy. They're just... I don't know what the lore behind them, but they don't... You can, I think, trade techs and resources, but they don't do treaties. Oh, I unlocked a lot of treaties with some of that stuff that I just got. Some of them might, let's see, alliance. I can do alliances now. Neat. Exploration, non-aggression, culture treaty is one of the new ones. Free trade. I think that's fairly new. Research treaty. Yeah, a lot of these are new. Research alliance, culture alliance. Okay, so I can't do open borders with them, but I don't think they're really bothered by it. What do I want to do with them? Durantium. Okay, so when trading resources, they will give you more for the first copy of a resource, and then it goes down. Now, they don't really care about Durantium. Don't really care too much about, like, the strategic resources are not. They were really nerfed from since Galciv 3. So I can do the vials that I did, but it's they don't seem to, so. It looks like they can trade me 7 credits a month, so I can. It doesn't show it there, but I've traded it, and then I can get like 350 credits for that if I do the credits per month. Is that right? Let me make sure my math. 50, yeah, 7 times 50 because it's last 50 turns. So 360 credits for one of those files that don't show up. It'll go away when I click this accept. I'm going to back that up a little bit. Might as well do a persuade. Files 1. It's not showing up, but it's still there. 7 and about 10 more credits. Not that big of a deal, but it's something to keep in mind. I can also, so now we know kind of what we can get for it. Let's see if we can get any research. So we can almost get, I'm not going to do anomaly detection though. Nothing really useful, so I'm going to just take the money so I can trade with someone else. And accept. Okay. Grand Architects of the Galaxy reveal top 5 civilizations excelling in empire building and core world domination, showcasing their strategic prowess and monumental impact of celestial conquest. I don't know what this is. Oh, it's down here. Empire of the Stars. Civilizations with more core worlds. I have 3 or 4 now, so I'm in 3rd place. And we still haven't. There's still one civilization that we haven't found yet, which I believe this green was the navigators. So it's whoever's playing with the Mimot, which they could be down here. I see one of their ships. Sometimes they'll hint where they could be at. That's down. Yeah, I don't see them. So they're somewhere around here. Let's see. Oh, mapping artifact. Yes. Yeah, mapping artifacts are pretty good, and I think I'm finding that they you always see what that shows up in the vision, which is way better than I thought. So it's not just that you scout out the worlds, you retain vision over that area. So probably best to Alterans are going to be one of my late game threats. And let's probably go about right here. Okay, yeah, that's the navigators. So you can kind of see what's on their worlds here. They tend to have... I'll have to keep an eye on them. They had such insane research in the last game. I don't know how they did that. Okay, so then this survey makes all ships in fleet immune to damaging nebula effects. I don't really play in nebulas. There's no point in having it. So I could trade that for 2 Durantium, but my Durantium income is about 2 per turn. So I don't need that. Promethean is always nice to have. And then I can try to recover the shield upgrade, which I'm not going to do. So probably best to have the Promethean. Okay. And I have some modules. I have some Durantium. So let's look here. I do 1 tech pod hive. And this is my manufacturing world. Some I've put as the replicators. This is still good to put on other ones, but now the this starbase is adding 17% manufacturing. And then Space Labs increases research. And this Electra actually has decent research potential. So let's do that and then 0G. Now, one thing is you want to be careful how much you invest in these. In one of the news updates, the AI is very much inclined to crush all these. So something to keep in mind. I'm not going to worry about right now. The only one that's going to really hit it would be the Drengin, and if they declare war on me, I'm popping that starbase and probably that one. Although that one, just if I eliminate this, they can't get to Electra. All right. Need to start naming my fleets and all. This is just a regular fleet. First, local defense. Let's see, and then this will be third. Do some renaming of things so I can, so if you click on the name, you can rename it, and then I like to put in kind of what their strengths are. M for manufacturing. This is going to be kind of a research. This is also, I also mark my capitals. And this is influence, wealth, tourism. Influence, wealth, tourism. And might spend some money towards, because I don't have any leaders to buy, and well, I have this one. Let's see, slumlord, opportunist. Yeah, you're. Oh, let's go to ministers. I forgot I unlocked these. Production, minister, finance. Okay, let's go our factions here. I might just reassign all this stuff back, and then I'll move these guys back into factions after I do that. I don't think they lose loyalty for that, but... Okay, and then, do I happen to have... Yes, I do have harmony crystals. So let's buy a few of those. And maybe a couple more. So we'll redo all of our leaders here. I'm going to use a harmony crystal to gift. You want to gift your leaders. Am I going to change this? That's not a very good leader. I'd rather have someone with higher diligence. Social is approval. Strange. Okay, yeah, I'm going to fire you. And I'm going to put you in charge. And this is my influence one. Doesn't really matter what leader I have. I could probably put a better leader in. Like, this is a good colony leader candidate. And that's a good one too. Yeah, maybe I'll do Except for he's going to be 34 loyalty after I reassign him. That's not that good. Oh, here's a good one. So fire you, put you in, and then give gifts. Because this, the higher the loyalty, the better they, it does approval bonuses. Okay, ministers. Want to first assign my best, this is a blue color, so it's a tech one. So we have 8, 9, and 7. We'll probably put you in for the Minister of Finance, which, oh, reduces maintenance. That's not a critical one. I'll fill that in. And then this increases manufacture based on diligence. And we have 7, 10. Yeah, we'll put you in. So 10% manufacturing across all of our worlds. Increases growth based on diligence. I think there's a 6, 8, 9. I think give you a gift here. Not that I don't know if it has any effect on these. Let's see. Finance Minister, Defense Minister. This increases hit points based on resolve. So 7 is the highest one. And then let's okay, I need one more army crystal there. Okay, governors are all signed. Mago. I might test Mago. Let's find a governor that, or one that I'll never use as a governor. Probably you here. Let's see what Mago does. If I take that, it gets Mencab and only Mencab. The world looks like a decent research world, and it has enough mineral input to work on its own. I think it's probably be a good idea to. Now this would feed its mineral input towards Heinlein, but Heinlein's not really my one of my production centers, so I think I will do this. But now that I've done that, I'm going to fire that governor. And assign one that I intend to take or have there. Did I just assign the one that's probably best? Okay, so I need another governor at some point. I'm not going to race to handle that now. Let's see. I will sign you because you have the highest social score. Do I have any governor candidates over here that can I can lose 30 approval with to assign them to Mago? So that would, I want 6, they have to be a 60 or higher. I think that one's decent. But this is the one that's just making me a whole bunch of money, so no, I don't want to do that. And, oh, that's a good governor. I just assigned you, but you don't apparently have the peacekeeping thing that you were telling me you had. I'll leave that. Let's assign these commanderships now. I have increases hit points based on diligence, and then this is one I want to bring in lots of battles. This is can spawn a freighter. That's interesting. Probably you. Now, this might have actually crippled my income per turn, but it'll go up eventually again. Let's see, how long? 6 months. Pretty soon. Yeah, I'll probably have enough control by then. I think the list of deals is probably really bad. All right, let's see. We'll kind of move you to join up here. And then your name will actually change. You'll be the we'll call you Survey 1. And okay, so you must have completed your fleet. Sure. Let's see, 5. Okay, merge up with you. Okay, and then what's your population? You don't have the ability, about 6 turns I have to wait. Let's make 3 freighters. Can I do 3? Just want to make sure I can do 3. Yeah, I have 3 remaining. So I want to get those. I don't want everything to be, well, right now it's fine if it's all the Drengin, but I want to, actually, let's redesign this freighter. No, I can get, never mind, I can get to all these. Don't want to have all the bigs or eggs in one basket, especially since I'm about, yeah, just start putting, Drengi can start going into rebellion at some point. They have 6% resistance, so they're gonna flip really fast when they do. Okay, so this is the, which one? The 100 credits per battle. And is this a flagship? No. So we will send you over here. This is the spawn of freighter. 3 Durantium spawns a freighter nearby. Okay, let's go here and remove one of those. And the freighter, I'm not sure what their movement is, so I'm going to probably move them over to here and then spawn the freighter. Okay, cultural outreach. Unlocks the cultural forum. I've used most of my modules, so can't fully take advantage of that, but soon. I need to terraforming orbital manufacturing. This goes to improve life support. I don't think I need that yet. Armor science. Don't need armor until I do cruisers. So I don't think I'm gonna do any of those. Fusion power plants. I want interstellar trade. Do want this fairly soon, but I might wait a little longer. I think what can I do in, well, maybe I'll do interstellar trade. It's the fastest one I can research, which are not these. Oh, orbital manufacturing, that actually, yeah, let's do that. I want to do more military stuff. I got a new culture point. No approval penalty for mixed species. I'm about to have a whole bunch of Drengin. But this one, 5 free leaders, is what I'm going to do next. Okay, now I have 5 leaders. And wow, that's a really high intellect one. Do I want finance or do I want research? I think I want research. So, sorry, you're getting fired. And then you're getting fired even though you just got your job. Diligence. Yeah, I have some pretty strong leaders. Diligence 12. I don't know if I might fire him just for 1 range increase. I'll probably use that for something else. I think that's their let's see, 10, 2 approval. I'm not going to probably switch that out for 2. No, I think I'll leave that. All right, and then factions. The Free Mind Center is going to directly increase my income. I'm not really heavily going into the bazaar right now. I may do it later, but I think right now I might just shove everyone into the Free Mind Center. And that just about doubled my income. My net income, anyways. Okay, and this is one of my commander ships. I think this was the old. Oh, there's this. I don't think I'm gonna use my drone carrier ban, more my war focused commander ships. So let's probably do sensors. Come down here. And Electra, do you have 2 pop? Yes, you do. Do you have another world here to... No, but let's send you over here to colonize this. I actually don't know what Plagued really does. So I guess you'll bring your Plague over there. All right. Let's see. Prison, Trade Network, Governor's Manor, Elon's Lift. I do want Governor's Manor at some point. Elon's Lift. I think I could try for this one. Oh, should. And Elon's lift is just 3 for manufacturing. And this is even stronger after the update because it increases the manufacturing. Used to be fairly weak, is like 2.5 manufacturing per level. Now it's 5 for the districts. Where the buildings have lower, but they like the buildings grant higher levels, and then the districts exploit those higher levels. What I want to do with that is I almost destroy a no, maybe not. Where do I want to put this on one of the other worlds? Because you have decent manufacturing. Well, I don't really have. I'm not really exploiting it. I'm not really exploiting it there either. Yeah, let's do Elon's lift, but I want to leave these slots next to the starport open. I almost want to destroy this, put it over here, which eventually would pay itself off. Maybe here would be a good spot, because then eventually I can get all 3 of these around here. So we'll destroy this, put Elon's lift, and I could actually rush by it. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. So I get the immediate benefit. Let's not build there first. Let's do... This is 3, this is 4. I think this is the better one, because I could then do the forest as a manufacturing district. And we'll put this here. Okay. Now they want to give 2 vials, which I believe I got, what, 350 credits for one of those. So that's about 700 credits. Promethean, I think, is, you know, you can buy them off for probably 150. So, exploration treaty, they'll show me what they're finding. This is actually, so they're giving me a lot of stuff for 2 Durantium, which most factions won't give me hardly anything for them. And then 2 policies. I don't, I'll give them cultural outreach. It's not going to help them at all. So yeah, let's do this. I've never tried to do it persuade, but I don't want to risk that. They're giving a good deal. Maybe I'll try that in a different one. Let's do this artifact. And Onyx. Is there a limit how many culture treaties I can do? Is there a limit on how many... Am I benefiting from this one right now? Cultural influence tolerance. Did my other policy run out? Planetary beacon. Oh, that is working. Okay. I'm glad, because I thought I wasted that slot. I don't know if I have a culture treaty going on right now. So let's No, I don't necessarily care too much. Okay, Onyx is next away from me. They let's see. They want. Oh, they'll do a non-aggression pact actually. Culture treaty should make that useful, and they'll give me 1,000 credits, or probably a. Oh, I can do cruisers now. Let's get. Okay, non-aggression pact will remain. Let's do a vials, and then money for the. 7 turns. No. Tempting, but no. Exploration treaty. I think I just want your money. Okay. Let's take the vials out. I don't think it's doing a whole lot. Yeah, I'll do the non-aggression pact, then I'll gotta mess with. Alright, so let's just do this real quick. So, culture, non-aggression pact, and then as many credits as you'll give me. And then, diplomat capital, just round that out. Persuade. I forget to do this first. And we'll accept. Okay, Lord Vega. Okay, so I can do a culture tree with everyone. Battle cruisers. How much will you do? About the same price. So battle cruiser doctrine's about 1,200. Terraforming. No. Oh, you don't want to do terraforming and this. So I'll take terraforming. Orbital manufacturing. 1,400. Let's just take that off the table. And go here. Accept diplomat capital. Accept. So, culture treaties for terraforming and credits and some diplomat capital. So, this is all really good stuff. Oh, and I always forget to do this first. Accept. And then Jenna. Let's see, non-aggression pact. They want this. They probably don't want too much else. Yeah, 90 credits. I'll do colonial law policy, and can I get anything else for it? No, not really. How many credits? 300? No, we'll just do the non-aggression pact for this turn. I'm not going to do my persuade. Drath. Okay. No, they like me a lot, so culture treaty. I should check, see if anyone I can get anyone to fight wars. I wouldn't do it for the Drath though, because it makes them gain a lot of money. Battlecruiser Doctrine. Oh, they'll do this a little cheaper than the others. Not too much cheaper, but they'll do it cheaper. That's really tempting. Oh, I keep forgetting to look at our resources. Antimatter, durantium, thulium. Let's do cultural outreach for... How much is the embargo actually worth? It's about the same as the cultural outreach, okay. And embargo is good because it does a couple things. You get them to stop trading, so they make less money by doing this. And the war that, or when you're whoever you're fighting against, you can reduce their income. So, good way to take down a high wealth race. You can get some thulium. Let's see. Let's probably just do some antimatter. Let's do one more. How about some lyrium? This will allow me to build a few of the better ships. Okay, now that I've done all this, I need to decide if I want to take sides in any of these conflicts here. So let's go back to the diplomatic screen here. And now everyone kind of likes me except for the Drengin. They're just annoyed. They want to conquer the galaxy, but at this point they're fleas. One second, let me deal with this cat. Cat just ran around me, and so we'll see if she's gonna be good. Okay. Looking here, let's see if there's anyone who's annoyed about stuff about who I trade with. Okay, so I can't really tell who's friends with who. And I should have looked at the other one. So generally though, most factions hate their neighbor. So we have the Terran Resistance and the Dreth. Terran Resistance. The Dreth is stronger than the Terran Resistance. I like strong allies, so I will... I'll declare friends. Okay. Come back here. And I don't know... Over down here, I have Onyx and the Artians. Onyx is... So we'll do friends with the Onyx. I kind of also ignored the fact, you know, what these values are. So these are about the same. Okay. Now, we have Alterans and the Navigators. The Navigators, there really isn't a point in doing too much with them. So we'll go to friends with them. Now, this might bite me, depending on who they're enemies with. Like the Alterans could be annoying the Drath, so I may increase it but decrease it too. I didn't do all my research on who's annoyed with who, so there's always that some challenges. I'm not going to, sorry, I'm just not going to be friends with the Mimot. So we'll see next turn how big of a mistake I just made. I have an approval relic here. Let's go to our, core worlds. And Cassia is one of the new colonies. I haven't really built it up. It's going to be a research world. But my first priority is, so Electra is already maxed. Cassia might be the best pick here, because this world doesn't benefit too much from approval. There's also my capital, which will... it's losing about 20% of all these numbers here. So yeah, let's use this on the capital. Okay, and then I need... these to start having babies. I don't have enough guys to spore. Let me just do a quick review of... make sure I don't have any ships that I abandoned. I sometimes will leave colony ships and stuff just stranded. No, it doesn't look like that. Alright, so I still have a fair amount of money, so let's start buying some of this stuff. I might do the colonial generator. And on here... gotta make sure I don't forget this. What to do, what to do, what to do. I have so much food. Where's all this food coming from? Oh, it's this triangle over here. I've already rushed on that world. And I think this is the one I just rushed on. This kinda needs more manufacturing. Population is good. Where's my... colonial clinic? I need Durantium. And I have decent wealth input, so I could split this, or I can make it really strong. I don't think this is going to be... oh, this is actually marked as my research world. I am doing decent on wealth. I don't need to worry about that quite yet. So let's get the production up a little bit. And then let's see, manufacturing. I may reassign it later, but this will, at least for while I'm expanding. Let's see, planetary conversion. that's... I feel like I'm missing one of my rushes. I did that one. Just did that one. And then I have this one to do. Galactic Commission. So one per galaxy. Let's learn that, or gain that one. That spent a good amount of money. Okay, Drengin have been enveloped and they're in rebellion. So I'm about to, as we've been waiting to happen for a little while here, I'm about to flip Drengi. And then that will make it so Kona and Grathis will come pretty quick afterwards. And then Drengi doesn't look like it has a lot of influence, so it's not going to necessarily just turn around and flip this either. But that will be their only core world. And let's see. I might do I put some influence bases around here? Yeah, probably not. I'll just let them get consumed. Okay, so let's go send you. I would send it to Drengi, but there's no point anymore. So let's go Dratha. And then I'm also curious these free freighters, where they originate from. Stellar Forge. Yeah, I rushed that. Let's see. Let's look at 4 ships, 2 sentinels, 2 pirates, or that's a sentinel. Oh, that's a pirate dreadnought with 32 missile attack. That kind of hurts. 60 armor, 36 evasion, 10 shield. Yeah, the problem about diluting my choices to pick that tradition perk, it's still, I mean, good, but I don't have a lot of discounts on it. It's something you could pick turn 1. Or the first, actually turn 8. But then after that, it gets pretty expensive. It's not necessarily, I mean, I could still do it, but I don't necessarily need to stack on too many culture perks. Like, you complete maybe 2 trees in a playthrough. And I think the other one will allow you to do a little bit more towards completing a 3rd. Okay, so what was I researching? I forgot what that was. Oh, the culture. Um, Doctrine. Let's see, battle cruiser. Let's do battle cruisers now. Okay, Heinlein is just made. So there's. I forget. Did I get the trade? No, I don't have that yet. Okay. Yeah, I know a lot of people like to pick that one, but I've just um don't really usually stack, like I like to focus my culture down a few trees, so I'm not playing the same, it keeps me from playing the same way every game. Let's go here. Bell Cruiser. I don't need invaders. I haven't even looked at these asteroid miners. Cassia will do the ones around it. Maybe I could send a ship there. What am I doing? 4 turns? I think I need more supply ships. We'll do a few of those. Move you closer. Okay, they want a freebie. Colonial law policy. And I'm not going to give it to them. Because I can get them to pay me quite a bit for that. Yeah, Drengin started to rebel. So, and they're rebelling very quickly. This was, I think, 7%. Now it's 25. So, like 5 turns maybe. And then I'll have a nice new shiny capital. Okay, I might do that. Electra is going to build another round of ships here. Let's see. Probably do another 7. Okay, that ate up a lot of my thulium here. And the Drengin world might allow me to expand a little faster. Okay, this is the flagship. I'll do the drone carrier bay on that one. Ooh, free constructor, I need that. And I'm pretty sure that is the best choice, yeah. Stealth field, Illyrium, Etholium, and 300 for the treasury. We'll do stealth field. None of those picks are really all that great. And 5 turns, but I can't. I risk getting taken. So let's see. I need to get to here in 5 turns, which I can't. So we're going to get proceed with an escort. And then grab these 2 thulium. Yeah, it'll be nice to have the higher growth rate of the Drengin. Let's see. Okay, so let's go here and spawn the... Here, let me just save my game because I want to make sure it doesn't bug out. 83. Okay, so I'm going to use the Durantium to spawn the freighter. and that's a 5 movement freighter. And then that's on cooldown for 10 turns. Okay, that's neat. And then over here, let's go to trade. Everything's originating from Felis Prime. Let's go in here, trade. That also originates from the core world, but I have 2 licenses used for that trip. And then is this also, does this double as a flagship? No. Okay, so then this is kind of, it looks like it's kind of like a traveling merchant. I just go around through the sector and just kind of spawn freighters. And I might try spread it out to the different factions here. Okay, Bell's Cruiser Doctrine I have. And then Stellar Marines is just, it's not worth grabbing quite yet, so let's do kinetic weapon enhancements. Or do I want to do forge beams? Let's do forge beams. I haven't done beams for a while here. Okay, go a little closer to those thulium nodes. This one is going to just park here and wait. Drengin capital is at 48% rebellion. Okay, I think I need to. But it used up my movement. I think I might just barely. Yeah, I should be able to scoop both those up with one constructor. Okay, this is. I do the stealth field on here because it is a frigate, so it tends to get prioritized. Okay, let's see. These are 5 fighters versus mine. Are mine the defensive? I think, yeah. Okay, I don't think. Wait, did they volley me instead of the other way around? Okay, so I don't know if I can take this one. Hit points are roughly the same. I have higher defenses, but this type has a lot of armor. No, I think I need to be stronger. And supply ship will go to island. And I really want, the more I can buff this up, the better. And one of the asteroid miners, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, 7. Okay, so we'll do one more asteroid miner. send this flagship over here. Send you along with it. All right. Now, yeah, I can get this mining starbase up. And then eject my fleets out of there. Say what? Where did they come from? Oh, that's the drones. I was like, what? I thought these were the mining ships. Oh, okay, neat. How good are these drones? They're probably not that great. Decent. They're, I don't know if their attack is based on anything else, but pretty low upgrade. Okay, so something happened here. Invasive species, they demand 500 credits. Which I'll do, because I think, oh, it's only one. Then I get 10 control. Not a problem. And so they're annoyed about that, but they're, you know, my diplomacy is still pretty high. And then non-aggression pact, they don't want to do colonial law policy. And they think I'm fairly weak. How much many creds you give? 200, and that's... Yeah, probably won't do that for this round's trade. Strategic resources. Let's do vials. And how much? 170? 180 or... Yeah, it's about the same. Okay. Navigators, trade. We'll do... What techs do we want? These are all the... only techs I seem to be able to trade are all the ones that they don't want to trade a lot for. Let's do files. And... that might not have been the best idea. These guys will probably not do a whole lot because they're the tech, or they're the leaders. So, let's see, fusion power plants. And... yeah, they don't want to give up too much. 400 credits, yeah, it's not worth doing that. Okay. 100 influence to all of our worlds. This is a Drath, or Onyx fleet here. think with all my fleets, I want to add a probe for sensor range. Speaking of probes, I don't even know where mine are. They're floating around somewhere. Still haven't found all the parts of this warship. Okay, let me build more wood over waters, because I got, probably another, I'm gonna get the, next tech, item coming up soon here. And, oh, we have I need a light spreader. I need the faster one. I don't know, it keeps tripping that, message. Let's take this lightly defended. Okay, so now I can go here, combine that. Now I have an escort. We'll take the graveyard here. And I annexed. Oh, I didn't get. That's not the capital. That's. I don't even know where that came from. Oh, that's one of their colonies. Okay. Sorry, you're too far away. I don't care. Drengin are 86% rebellion. And that must have completed the asteroid miner here, so let's move up here. And I'll probably head out too after I annex this one. My wife should be home soon. Let's come down to here to colonize that world, so yeah, I might flip their whole world here, and then Cassia still doesn't have a second pop yet. I do want some probes, but I'll do that later. I might redesign them. Just so they're kind of for recon purposes. Oh, I don't have a... Oh, I don't. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what I do with this fleet. I want to fight some stuff, but it doesn't look like I will do that. Let's go fight the pirates over here. So was this 86 in rebellion? Starting a new month. Forge beams. And then I annex Drengin. And completely avoided war. And that's the thing with influence. They only get annoyed with you if you drop a starbase. They're probably still, uh, they covet our worlds, but that's all they're not annoyed that I flipped them. They're now just like we want to fight with these ships, and we want your worlds. Uh, but yeah, I kicked out all their colony ships out of my ship. Like, get out of my shipyard. Yeah, they want it back. Let me just make sure. I don't know if yeah. So I still keep this, and then let's see leaders. Let's invite leaders. Let's find a good one. And ooh, that's a really nice one. Christopher Veritar. Oh, except for do I have harmony crystals? No. Does anyone have harmony crystals? I don't want to take this and then immediately flip back because I don't have the... Yeah, so I can't put the really good leader on there right now. This one's probably good enough. Oh, I get their... Oh, I get one of their leaders. Yeah, sorry. There, yeah, it was bugged. Don't have a lot of loyalty, so let's put you on Drengin. And then, other than that, everyone else will go to these factions. Free Mind Center for 5 or... What's my... Now 400 crits around. I can move you to probably the Natural League. And I'll move you to the Natural League. And probably will leave everyone else. Well, let's see. Now I can move you. So it's 30% growth, which cancels basically the pollution hits. And still some pretty good tourism income. Okay, Drengin, with that, I mean, it's 2 little smaller worlds are going to flip pretty quick here. And then they have this world remaining. Let's look at our new world here. We have capital mainframes, which I can relocate. Coordination beacons I can relocate. Just in case they fix this, let's do the... the riskier one to do. That's probably the best plan. No, it's not, but... This is my best research, but it's a combination of a whole bunch of other stuff. Let's do this, and let's do a coordination beacon here. This will add 2 research levels to everything around it. Capital mainframe, I'll relocate. Where'd it go? Okay, I can't do that apparently. Oh well, that's why I don't know why I can't. It maybe because that I don't start with the capital mainframe. Whatever. So I'll just have to remember not to pull those off of their worlds. Um, all good. Let's see. Industrial center. Drengin is usually pretty good. Let's leave the industrial center here. And their capital city sitting on a manufacturing node. That's terrible. But if here's a catch, if I remove it, then I lose the culture or one culture point. So that's annoying. I don't want to do that. It's also kind of in a bad spot, so maybe it's fine. Okay, let's see. I can build that around here. Let's probably do the star port around there. Prison. Union Center. 5 levels to manufacturing. Oh, this is a per planet thing? I did not know that. Oh, that's really good. That's actually not the spot. I'll put the... What's the cost to build these things? 1 Durantium. So I should be building these on most of my worlds. Um, I'll toy with that a little bit later. Let's see. Don't really have a spot for that here. Yeah, I like seeing the new improvements. Oh, title control. Okay, and I think they won't abandon this node here. They'll be stuck in my area. They'll flip these. They have a military starbase. I don't know if they'll move that. The the reason why I don't get the mainframe is because I think the faction I didn't get the mainframe when I started the game because of the faction I created. So I think because I don't get that when I destroy the improvement, I don't get a replacement one. I'm still not even sure if this is intended game mechanics. Now the Drengin world, I'm going to. Oh, they have some Taiwan too. This is going to be how I kind of catch up on some of the colonizing. Because they have much higher growth rates. No, it's not a bug. I believe it's because it's replaced by. I don't think it's a bug. It's where is it? I might have put it around here. There's a unique improvement that I get that like the corporate sector would get, but I guess is it? It's not that. Where have I even built it? Oh, it's this might be why. I haven't even built this yet. Um, I think it's replaced by the Iridia exchange. In fact, I might have been able to build a capital mainframe if I had built this at some point, but I did not. In fact, I probably should. In fact, why am I not... Why have I... Let's see... 5 Promethean. We need to build that. Five Promethean. And... Where'd it go? Iridia Exchange. Wealth, research, manufacturing, and approval. This is going to go here. Wealth, manufacturing, research, and approval. That's a wealth improvement. 5 gross income. Or... Yeah. Let's see. Approval. That's a tourism improvement. It actually doesn't want to be there. It's probably one I put here, but it's not going to benefit from... That will probably be the best benefit, I think. Except I don't really need that influence on that one. It's better Electra, I think, had decent influence. Of course, the 2 influence improvements are... Well, there's another one here. This is the one I just got from the... Because this world's close to the edge of the sector, so I can... It's actually not a... And it's a paradise world, so it's not a bad idea to put some influence stuff on here. Maybe I'll do Drengi's world. And we'll do the Iridium Corporation, and we'll just... Can't rush it, but I have an artifact here. Yeah, it's really good. Oh, that's for a shipyard, not... That's not manufacturing. Okay. But it looks like I'll have a lot of stuff due on this turn because all my trades are up. But I'll do that later. Okay. Let's see. So the full summary here. So I'm first on manufacturing. Second on research. Now this is concerned. I'm not even focusing on research. Manufacturing, I am sort of. 7 military. I'm playing passive. I don't necessarily need the strong military with this. I'm going to just passively expand. Influence, I'm... Been a while since... just huge amounts of influence. Wealth, where am I on this list here? Okay, I'm right in the middle. The Onyx for faction powers are the next ones, and then I'll turn Republic or beyond them. But that's all I'm going to do right now. And then I'll upload this video here. Let's see. Well, Draver, have a good day. Take care.